Please share with us a few benefits of entering a writing competition.
I think the main benefit is that it gets you out of the comfort zone, which for me was both kind of familiar and restrictive in some respects. Having never written poetry before, I still find myself wondering if it was an impressive or idiotic decision on my part, so perhaps both. Regardless, writing probably isn't a regular pastime for everyone, so once the occasion arises, it can be quite rewarding to have that chance. Having a prompt as well, I think it initially appears to restrict you in expression in some ways, but really it kind of challenges you to consider the topic more mindfully, and that was something that helped me narrow down my ideas as well.
Describe how you felt when it was announced that you were the winner of Poetry Group 3.
Disbelief is something that a lot of people answer, but I think my genuine reaction was just disbelief. So I was really invested in the creative process of the poem, so examining it from an objective viewpoint was difficult for me, so I kind of just left it. I didn't really touch or read the poem, and once it was announced, I kind of relieved all my reservations about my poem after I submitted it, so I was wondering if it was obfuscated for just the sake of obfuscation. I was wondering about the details that I put in, and it both took the burden off my shoulders, and it was a very pleasant surprise.
How did you prepare for Hong Kong Young Writers Award 2020?
As I mentioned before, I never written poetry before, and so I stuck to rhyming verses. I looked up the structure, and I kind of tried to inform myself about what kind of techniques to use. And aside from just getting all of the facts together, I mainly focused on just understanding what I was trying to write, first of all.
Do you have any writing tips for students looking to enter this year's competition?
I think if you're doing especially a historical setting, to stick to the concept and outline the character and the atmosphere, you have to use a lot of location and time-specific references. Consuming media is a pretty easy way to get the information, so if you watch some movies, read some books. Other than that, just finding the vocabulary and trying to get what's in your mind onto the page and motivating it yourself is the most challenging part. So I just try to push through it in small parts. If you're not feeling inspired, just leave it for a bit